And he must represent his family well, because his cousin was cast as the lead in the Tomorrow People, which is also on this video. We are down to about 10-ish minutes, and I really want to get fan questions in. So,
shoot, right there.
Go ahead.
You're on. We can hear you.
Correct. Stephen's archery. Now, John, you're supposed to be the dark archer. You are the dark archer.
Yeah, I'm supposed to.
How much prep did you do?
Honestly, I showed the first big fight sequence that we had, which was where I was in the hallway and I then kicked the crap out of him through a wall and, you know, then beat him up and chucked him out the side of the window or whatever. That was the first time. I shot a bow and arrow in high school. Do you remember at Joliet West we had the archery?
Wait, you guys
we were at the same high school.
No, we got archery was definitely cut by the time we got there.
We had archery and
we went to the same high school.
And I fired. I used to fire the arrows from the bow, the quiver, all the way across to the car lot across the street, and we tried to see if Bill Jacobs Chevrolet, and we tried to see if they could go through the top of the convertibles. And then we blame it on.
You were a bad kid.
I know, we blame it on Jimmy Johnson because he had one of the really powerful bows, and we're like, we didn't do it, Jimmy Johnson did it, man. He fired the arrow. So I had some experience, but not as technically as what they have. There's an archer who was there, and she looks after all of us. She is the shit, really. She's like, and love her, she's a lesbian, and I love a lesbian archer.
And she can cook.
And she's good.
She's so dope. She's on magazine covers. She makes the bows herself.
Yeah.
She is
so they handed that to me that first day when I was doing it, and I had a crash course, so I was really, really nervous about it. But again, you strive to make it look as real as possible, and also I had Steven to ask questions to because he was trained, so it was thrown in my hands, but you get used to it as time goes on.
Hey, I have a question for John. My question is, when you saw Steve Amell exercising in the intros and whoever saw exercising, what were you thinking to yourself?
Exactly the same as my man right there. I gotta get a personal trainer back because I got a little bit of the muffin top around there. I do, and they, you know, again, you're thinking about, but you know, what you got to compete with in a good sense because you want to look good for the role. I don't have to take my clothes off, but I want to look good and fit in a suit. So I did, you know, start going back to the gym. But the difference is Steven's, you know, 20-something, I'm 46. There's a, you know, we all have there's a little middle-age problem that happens around mid-waist. Really,
I don't know what you're talking about.
What? But you know what? I don't give a shit. I like the way I look. So And I have looked like that when I was younger. So I've been there, done it, and now it's time to sit back, have the beer, and eat the food. Not bad.
It's not bad. Come on, not bad. It's just a piece of humanity.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, I know all of y'all have been on some other TV show other than this era.
Hey.
And I was wondering, like, which character is, you know, your favorite one that you played so far on all the
Throughout time?
Uh-huh.
I have to sort of sheet. Go ahead, you want to go down the line?
I love playing action roles. My favorite day on a set. My favorite day on a set was when I don't have to memorize any dialogue and all I have to do is beat up on boys. So I'm gonna say X2, Lady Deathstroke.
So cool.
I had a little stint on Nip Tuck. I don't know if anyone watched that, but that was one of the first roles I got in LA, and I wasn't sure if at the time I'd have to do kind of those teen soapy shows that they had at the time. So doing FX where I was sleeping with my mom and kissing boys and girls and all kinds of crazy stuff. It's weird to say that's a favorite role of mine, but it just opened my eyes that I could, I don't know, do a lot more and take risks and be dangerous, and that was fun.
I would say Bobby on the L Word. I hadn't even really lived in LA for a year yet, and suddenly I was my first regular on a hit show, and I was surrounded by brilliant women, and I got to transform into a, like a thugged out Jonica from East LA. And she had slept with so many girls, and like I got to, because she's hot, and like I just got to learn that I could find within myself this stronger, swaggy person. On my insides, I'm just kind of like a nervous. I'm like Woody Allen on the inside. But then, you get hired to play somebody who's so powerful that, within herself. It was a valuable experience.
You get cast as Latinas. I know that you, in your ethnic background, you're South Asian. Do you also have Latin?
There's somebody Spanish along the way that married into the Dutch side of my family. But here's the thing, do Irish people only play Irish people?
That's exactly, no, but that's
No.
exactly what I'm talking about.
They don't. So I play anything brown that they'll let me.
But your character on Arrow is race neutral.
Exactly right.
And
that's what it should be.
And Kelly's character, China White, they don't really mention the racial aspect of your name. You're just this, character on the show.
No, but I do speak Chinese.
Yeah, well.
Which I hate having to memorize that dialogue. That's like my worst day.
And Johnson.
Of course, I love playing a bad guy on Arrow, but I have to say because the character changed my life, took me in a different level on television, worldwide. It has to be Captain Jack Harkness. And the thing I love also, which is great about Jack and also about Malcolm, unfortunately, sometimes unfortunately, I'm the one who has all the speeches and the big chunks when it comes to explaining things. And I'll have the days when even on Arrow, and I'll come in, it's like a page.
Villainous exposition.
Villainous exposition, and we used to call it in Doctor Who when we'd all come in and sit down and we'd all just be really quiet, and we'd call it word fear days. The fear, because you have to talk a lot. So I don't get much to do no talking, but on those days I know it when you come on and you get some action stuff. It's a lot of fun.
In Arrow, you played the father of an actor that you biologically, for other reasons too, but biologically you cannot be the dad.
Yes.
Actually, I could, because I've done like my sister and I talk about doing a backstory and a creation for doing a biography for characters. I have my own backstory with that. That is my backstory, nothing to do with the producers or what they are saying, or any spoilers or anything. But I would have had Tommy right in high school when I was able to have kids. It would have been right there. It would have been someone that I was in love with, my wife, who then passed, was murdered. And if we had him right in high school, I would have had to have quit high school, which is why I'm so aggressive and motivated for success, because I had to succeed for my son and my wife. So it could technically have happened if it was that soon. But, when I did see who my son was going to be, I thought, I'm not old enough to have a son like that. But there is also an explanation about that, which is in the DC world, for Nanda Parbat, the island which I was on. If you read the history, I won't say anything, but if you go back and read the history, because I've already mentioned speeches in past episodes about Nanda. If you go back and look at that, there is an explanation as to why I am youthful. I'll say nothing more.
Your favorite part?
Crixus.
Hold on, did you guys see The Hobbit? Yeah, just because you didn't see his face, that man right there was in that movie.
And he's in the next two also.
Oh yes, and he's also.
We're down to 2 minutes. We're getting getting close to our last question.
Shit.
We know that Ray Sean Poole is going to be one of the main villains next season.
Sean Paul? As in like the rapper singer? Sean Paul? I didn't hear you say that.
Say it again?
We know Ray Sean Poole, we have recognized to be the villain next season. And we know it's not going to be as realistic next season, which I like. So, are we going to see the Lazarus Pit? Is that why Merlin is coming back?
All I will say on that, without giving anything away, there's going to be a lot of flashbacking, and I know that Malcolm will be part of the series. That's what I can tell you. And if you're asking if he's coming back, I don't know.
Hi, congratulations on winning the genetic lottery. You're all fantastic. My question is actually for Kelly. Sorry, I saw passing. Kelly, you are just a dynamic person, and how does it feel to always play these dynamic female roles? I know that you generally get the questions about. I know you generally get questions about what kind of carrot food do you eat and rabbit food, but how does it feel to be known as just a dynamic female character throughout your entire acting history?
Oh, wow. And I think I owe you money right now. That's awesome. No, I've been so blessed, you know, to be able to play so many fun characters, and not just on screen, but to voice so many fun characters. I mean, I get, that's my new love right now is voice acting. Phineas and Ferb. I get to do Stacey on Phineas and Ferb, and Karai on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and you know, to be able to play all these kind of characters, all these tough girls. I always get tough girls. They're really nice.
But they're not just tough, they're just badasses. And you are a badass.
You know, you beat up one boy, and then all of a sudden, that's all everybody ever wants to see is you beating up on boys, and that's fine with me. I'm cool with that. Thank you.
We're one last question with Aaron. One, that's everyone.
Absolutely. What is your favorite part of your job?
Taking risks.
Working with a group of artists that are wildly talented in different areas. Meaning, you know, props and you know, we all are doing the same thing. We're telling one story, but we all do very different things.
Favorite part of my job is living my childhood dream and knowing that you guys have made it happen.
Yeah, I have to go with John there as well. I think one of the most amazing things about having done Spartacus and now being part of Arrow, which is like taking off internationally, is that we little people on this big ball have this ability to meet you guys. And this is really the final part of the circle, is we work in a little studio and we just punch something out that's a product. And at the end of the day, it comes through the screen to you guys. And this is the end result. So, thank you.
I have to agree. The fans is what makes it all worth it. Yeah.
We're done.
Great.
Thank you guys.